All right, Emily, thank you. And we continue to follow that situation there at Rose State College in Midwest City. What initially went out as an active shooter alert, if you will, there's been, if you have a student there or if you have a loved one there at Rose State and maybe they're sheltering in place right now, they're wondering what's going on, they have been asked by text message there at Rose State to shelter in place while police do their investigation. From what we've been seeing from McIntyre Law Chopper 4 and from what we're hearing from Mason Dunn, and you can see here for yourself, lots of law enforcement on the scene, and they're not exactly taking any kind of a defensive stance or anything of that nature. So we're all hopeful that this is just an isolated situation, as tragic as it may be. We want to go back out to Mason Dunn right now. And Mason, again, as we've talked about, rolling out of information on these situations, it's tough for everybody involved.
Obviously, it is tough. It appears that there was an eyewitness that they are talking to. She appears to be very shaken up. We do believe that they do have the shooter in custody. We did hear that on the radio, but we cannot confirm that. But we believe that there is somebody detained that they believe was the shooter. This, again, is an isolated incident. It appears that I shouldn't say only, but one person has been shot. It appears to be deceased on the scene. They did turn away an ambulance that was on the way, saying that they didn't need it. So they have the area roped off. There are a lot of police here, but they're just standing around. So again, this went out as an active shooter alert. That is, I don't know if they have canceled it yet or not, but we can tell you that it is just a single incident, that a person was shot and killed, we believe, here at Rose State College. There's a lot of police and people from administrators, it appears, or investigators, detectives, whatever, standing around. So it is does not look like an active shooter scene at all. And unfortunately, one person has died on the scene. You can see a lot of people standing around. They are in the parking lot. It appears that the shooting happened in between two buildings, like in a breezeway, what it appears. And we can tell you that we did see police consoling one person that was not far from the shooting scene. So we're still gathering details. We'll stay on top of it. Mason Dunn reporting from McIntyre Law Chopper 4. Back to you, Kent.
Mason, thank you. And again, it can be scary too for students at Mid-Del and their parents, where their students may be texting them saying, hey, something's going on. They've got us on lockdown. Mid-Del high schools have a concurrent enrollment with Rose State, as there, of course, there are lots of students that are trying to get some college credits there at Rose State. They boast an enrollment of around 13,000 there at Rose State in all their various forms that they have there, whether it be from the high school students trying to pick up some credit to the actual students that they have there on the scene, or virtual students of that nature. So quite a few people involved there at Rose State, and this kind of information gets out quickly and sometimes can turn into misinformation. What we just heard there from Mason Dunn is it does look like it is not an active shooter situation anymore. It was isolated, as you're seeing there on the crawl at the bottom of your screen, where we're giving you our very latest information, and that this shooting suspect quite possibly is deceased. So we're working to get all that confirmed, but that appears to be the situation right now in Midwest City at Rose State. But they did send out a text alert telling students that they believed it was an active shooter situation. To the best of their knowledge, they've told people to secure in place, to make sure that they're just sheltering in place. But again, it looks like things are under control there. At least that's the situation that it appears to be, and the situation we're mostly getting at our news desk. But Mason Dunn's been all over it there from McIntyre Law Chopper 4. Very, very scary. Of course, anytime there's a gunshot heard on a campus, a school campus of any kind, and then when you add in the students at the high schools, they got some sort of an alert to be prepared to lock their doors and be safe. It kind of adds extra adrenaline and some scariness to it. Let's go back out to Mason Dunn right now. Mason, you've kind of been watching this all since the beginning, seen different vehicles coming and going. Heather Holman's joining me right now at the desk as we're going to continue to keep an eye on this. But Mason, what are you seeing right now?
Well, it's a calm looking scene. There are a lot of police, as you can imagine. The fire department was here earlier. They have left. Like I said, there was an ambulance on the way. They canceled the ambulance, said they didn't need it. And right now, when we got on scene, they were putting up the crime scene tape, and you could see them consoling a person down there in between the breezeway. We believe that they do have the suspect in custody. We have not confirmed that, but we have heard that through reports and on the radio here. They're not saying anything about looking for a gunman or anything like that. And I want to go ahead and reiterate this again, that a active shooter alert went out, and when we arrived, we could tell that it really wasn't an active shooter situation. I don't know if they have canceled that or not, but that's not what's going on here. I believe it is an isolated shooting here. There's a lot of people gathering across the street, and as you can imagine, the police are here. They got all the entrances to this parking lot closed, and like I said, they're the ones on the scene right now. You can see a lot of people standing around. We saw a lot of police here. It looked like administrative people from the school were standing here on the steps, and those are the steps right there where they were consoling the person who was probably an eyewitness when we first arrived. So that's about all we know right now. We're still gathering details. We're here very quickly. You can see the crime scene tape up there. So as we get any more details, we'll let you know. From McIntyre Law, Chopper 4, back to you.
Mason, we can add for you quickly that what we're understanding now is that one person is deceased and that one person, a suspect, has been arrested and is in jail at this point. So that's the situation as we know it. Heather Holman's joining me here at the desk right now. And Heather, I know you have a high school student. When you hear about these high school students there in Middale getting information and being told to lock themselves in their classrooms because they have a concurrent enrollment with Rose State, certainly a precaution that's understandable. Scary, though, for everybody involved.
Oh, terrifying. Anytime you hear, like they put out the alert that there was possibly an active shooter situation, anytime a parent hears that of a child of any age, it's just terrifying. And especially, you know, right there, the parents who have kids right now at Rose State, it's just got to be so scary. But we can tell you, again, a suspect is in custody. They have been arrested. One person has been killed. Now, earlier we happened to see, this was not shown on the air, we happened to see the body. It appeared as if they had a backpack. So we don't know whether or not they were students. We don't know if they were a professor, whether this was a murder-suicide situation. We are not clear on that. The investigation is ongoing, but we do have our crews headed out there to the scene as well on the ground, and this is something we're going to continue to follow throughout the day.
And Heather, you mentioned we saw the deceased, and it did appear, as Mason had said earlier, looked like it was in some sort of a breezeway. So
yes.
we don't know how the altercation came about or anything else. Mason had mentioned that he saw the police look like they were interviewing a witness who was very distraught there on the scene.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting more information on that. It sounds like it happened near the Humanities building. But again, this initially went out as an active shooter alert. So that was a real scary situation right out of the gate, because anytime it happens on a campus, and unfortunately in America these days, we start thinking the worst.
We say that again, Eric? Okay, so we're learning right now that the victim was a male. So the person who was shot and killed was a man. So we will obviously get more information as the day continues. Unfortunately, this scene did take place on the Rose State campus. Again, just one person shot and killed and the suspect arrested. Have we heard whether or not the suspect also had injuries?
We have not heard that. We do understand the suspect is a male. That's all the information we have right now. Has been arrested, apparently has already been transported and is in jail. So this situation happened very quickly. Police were on the scene very, very quickly. Mason had indicated earlier that IMSA was initially called out and then were basically told that they would not be needed on that scene. So the good news is it doesn't sound like there's any other injuries of any sort. People traumatized without question there at Rose State.